Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about something interesting and intriguing. And today we are talking about aligning your grief. I know that the holidays can be grief season and very triggering. And so my very special guest is no stranger to Conversations with Nicole, although it has been a couple of years. She got a new last name. She got some new little people in her life. And so I'm super excited and delighted to have Miss Christina Westbrook on with me tonight. But before I bring Christina on, I need to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? Let us know in the comments. Put your city and state. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. And your comments, your questions are very much so welcome. So please like, share, tag a friend, let them know they need to be on here because this is going to be a great conversation. So, we are talking Aligning Your Grief. The name of Christina's new book is Aligning Your Inner Grief, and we'll tell you all about how you can purchase it later on. It is a mental health workbook and it is very thought provoking. Definitely gets the wheels turning, makes you sit with yourself and your experiences, your thoughts, your feelings. And it's a good thing. It's a really great thing. So, again, super excited to have her with me. I see a few folks have joined us in the comments. My mom, thank you for being here, mom. Love you so much. Also, Mr. Christopher Davis in Tallahassee. Thank you for being here, Chris. Appreciate you so very much. I see several people on, but no comments as of yet. But don't be shy because we're going to have a good time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share Christina's bio. Christina E. Westbrook is a creative mental health consultant who helps community leaders, educators, and organizations strengthen emotional wellness through art and movement-based modalities. She uses art and movement to guide community leaders to align their mind, body, and spirit so that they can live their divine purpose. So, y'all help me welcome Miss Christina Westbrook.
Hello. Hi,
Welcome,
everyone.
welcome. I'm good. How you doing?
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yes, love it, love it. So tell the people, Christina, who is Christina Westbrook? Not what you do, but who are you in your own words?
Yeah, before we even get into that, I got to turn it back to you and say thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for
Absolutely.
creating this space. Thank you for being so committed to making sure that there are resources for our community and your consistency. You've
Thank
brought on some unique people into this space, and so I am honored to be here again. But I'm so grateful that you're doing such great work in our community. So clap it up for you.
you. All right, so tell us, who is Christina?
Oh man, can I just be real? Can I just be transparent?
Absolutely, please.
I am an artist. I am a disciple of Jesus Christ. I am a woman that has transitioned into so many different hats. Last we spoke, I was single, living in Miami. I'm so glad to be back in Florida from Chicago. But I am now married to my amazing husband, Tommy Westbrook II. I got two little kiddos. I got a 4-month-old and I have a 2-year-old. And they all got the same names, y'all. I got Tommy, the second Tommy, the third Tommy, the fourth. A bunch of Tommies in my life, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. I'm learning, I'm growing. I've never had two kids before. I haven't been married before, and so I'm evolving. I
Yeah.
would say I'm in a state of just evolving and having more grace to myself and others around me.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So, congratulations again on all of the things, all of the new humans in your life. I know that is a very important job being a mother, being a parent, period. So, definitely do not take that lightly or for granted. So,
Mhm.
yes, 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 yes. So we got several people who are chiming in. So I want to acknowledge them
Yes.
quickly. Tracy Golay in Tallahassee, thank you for being here. Warren Cave and Tally, thank you for being here. Lee Ann, she said, hi, thank you for being here. Janita, also in the Tallahassee area, thank you for joining us. In Bay Breed Bay Area 510. The best version of yourself is yourself. Yes, thank you for being here as well, for sure. So, talk a little bit about this book.
Yes. It had to be shortly after our interview that I started writing this book.
Okay.
It was back in 2021, and I just felt heavy that God was telling me to put together a resource for grief.
Mhm.
I had experienced, some grief from jobs, transitions, apartments, but not like a major person in my life where it was a grief of a person.
Gotcha.
So I started it and then, moved to Chicago, got married, put it down for maybe about a year and a half, 2 years.
Mhm.
And then I lost my mom.
Mm.
And I was like, ooh, okay. Now I'm not at the top of the mountain looking down, speaking over it. Now I'm in it.
Mhm.
And so that journey to even create it was like, oh God, you were preparing this book for me.
Mhm.
You're able to use me to understand it, to feel it, to help others around me. So
Isn't
I,
that something how he works it that way?
oh my goodness, the timing, I can't make it up. I
Mm.
really can't.
Yeah.
And I had to put it down again because I tried to work on it. I felt motivated maybe like a few weeks after, but then I started triggering myself as I
Mm.
was writing it because it was still so fresh. And I was like, I don't know if this book is going to get done. I
Yeah.
really don't. I don't know if I have it in me. It was just, I mean, can you imagine just tears and I'm typing and then
Mm.
I'm pausing and I'm thinking about my mom and then I'm like regrets. And now I'm like, now I can't even see her. Now I got to go have a therapy session.
Yeah.
And the loss of a parent is unexplainable,
Mm.
whether it's a good relationship, a bad relationship, or somewhere in between.
Mhm.
Something about that connection, whether you know them or not. And to the gratitude that I have of my husband, last August encouraged me to pick it up again.
Mhm.
And I was at a different place, some time had passed, and I was able to just have moments and
Mm.
still like, okay, maybe I'll take a 30-minute break and then come back when I feel ready. But I
Mhm.
was sit more consistently. Um,
Gotcha.
and I knocked it out in like 2 weeks. And I was just like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get done.
Mm.
And that perfectionism side of me was like, but it has to be the right prompt and the right order and the right question. And I'm like, if I want to revise it later, I can. But there's someone who is experiencing grief today that
Mhm.
needs any version of it now,
Yeah. They
you
need it.
know, especially with the numbers of suicide and depression. And
Mhm.
it's just, I got to get it out there. And so I did,
Yeah.
finished it.
So tell me about this title, Aligning Your Inner Grief.
Yes. It's a series that I have. It started with a curriculum I used to teach to students. And
Mhm.
then I saw that teachers, it was during the pandemic that teachers were struggling with things. So I was like,
Mhm.
For teachers, I want to help them align their inner gifts and potential and help them
Mhm.
remember why they even got into this.
Yeah.
Then that started a whole bunch of series. And then I created a coaching business called Aligning Inner Self that encompassed the umbrella of all of that.
Mhm.
Um, and then from there, it just birthed as like a purpose now. Like if people can align their mind, their body, and spirit, then they can be able to go forward into anything and tackle it and navigate it and have purpose. But knowing that alignment isn't equally balanced.
Mm.
Alignment is like, I think of it as a triangle. So you have something that's leading and pushing forward, and then you have your other 2 points. And sometimes
Oh,
you will switch. Yep.
okay. So the acceptance, connection, and release.
So
Got
using that cover as an example, so it
it.
can take for someone to accept that they're going to grief. That can rocket them forward. It
Mhm.
can take someone to even connect with
Yeah.
the feeling of grief,
Yeah.
or that breakthrough cry of like, okay, now I'm ready. But I
Hmm.
think that's different for everyone in different stages. There's no right way. It's just infinite paths on how to get through healing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump into this topic, but I wanted to the book is the inspiration behind the topic, and folks can purchase the book at
Mhm.
fontanelliart.com, and I'll put that in the chat as well. But I wanted you to just see it right now, just in case you don't stay with us for the entire broadcast. So, when we talk about grief, and I do want to definitely hear from the listeners, and
Yeah,
let me,
I saw some comments come
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. So, Bay Breeder said, I lost my mom 2.5 years ago. So, definitely
Mhm.
sending you compassion,
Yes,
yes,
all of
love,
it.
light, ease, comfort, peace, all of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots of empathy as it relates to that. But in the workbook, and this is a mental health workbook, okay? So it's not like, I mean, it's things for you to do in here, okay? But
Mhm.
Christina, uh, you give a definition, a traditional definition of grief, because oftentimes when we think of grief, we specifically think of death, but also the non-traditional definition,
Mhm.
which um, is dealing with feelings caused by a sudden change or challenging transition of relationship, job, hopes, dreams, desired lifestyle, right?
Mhm.
And before we got started, I was just mentioning how I don't think we grieve enough,
Yeah.
right? Especially what you consider to be, or what you have defined as
Mhm.
non-traditional grief.
Mhm.
It can be, oof, just as, I don't want to say just as, I don't even want to compare it, but it can be devastating.
Yeah.
And it can be devastating to the point and to the degree that we are doing things that we believe, and we might not even be cognizant of it, but it's something other than grieving, right? This
Mhm.
loss. And
Mhm.
oftentimes it's not healthy, whatever it is we're doing,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I want to hear from the viewers, if you all don't mind sharing. And Babe Reed said, God is my rock. Yes, indeed. That spiritual wellness is so important.
Yeah.
My sister died for 12 minutes, and she came back with some amazing truths that has gave me comfort in my life. Wow, that sounds very
Wow.
powerful.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you.
We got Coach Anna with us, who I consider to be a grief guru. She is down in Oviedo, Florida, like Central Florida area. So thank you for
Okay.
being here with us, Coach Anna. Let's see. Babe Rita says she was so upset when she came back to this reality. She has since passed on, but I definitely know
Mm.
she's in a better place. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you again for sharing.
Mhm.
So I want to talk about again just grief. And I know, we also hear about the stages of grief.
Mhm.
I know there's been some criticism around the stages, and
Mhm. Yep.
that they're in a particular order, but
Yep.
you can be experiencing multiple stages
Mhm.
simultaneously. So share some of your thoughts about the stages of grief.
Yeah, I think we all just heal differently. There
Mm-hmm.
are patterns. Yes, we have human patterns, and we got to consider culture. We have to consider family dynamics, upbringing. Was grief talked about? Was grief witnessed? Were we taught how to grieve things, or was it swept under the rug and
Right,
business as usual?
right.
Right? All these multiple factors of grief. And so, to be just very direct and honest, there's no right or wrong way. If
Mm-hmm.
you look at it as a menu, it may just give you some clarity on what you may be experiencing. But I don't think that the stages of grief are an end all be all. Now,
Mm-hmm.
someone who may not have any like foundation or understanding of grief, that may be just enough to read through those stages and be like, so that's where my anger is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Or give words to what they may be feeling in the moment. But
Yes.
we are so complex in a beautiful way as humans that I refuse to box anyone in. You
Yes.
know, and the brain processes things differently. So I have two siblings. So
Mm-hmm.
my version of experiencing grief with my mother is very different from
Mm-hmm.
their version of experiencing grief. And
Yes.
not one's not right or wrong. It's just different.
Right.
Mhm.
Coach Anna said, consider that there are no stages but similarities.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that is. So, um, and just briefly, since we're talking about the stages or the
Mhm.
similarities, for folks that may not be familiar with that, I want to share what they are. So, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Okay, so those are the similarities. We'll
Mhm.
call it them.
Mhm.
We're gonna coin Coach Anna's term, the
Yeah.
as it relates to grief. And so with what you have here in the workbook, you know i, I think, and Coach Anna also has a book that's like a journal.
Oh,
I think really just being able to feel, like trying to
nice.
put words to what we are
Yeah.
experiencing in our bodies, right? Is I think a great place to start in terms
Mhm.
of talking about aligning your grief.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes. With that, I just want to add that I bring the specific experiences within the workbook using art and movement,
Mhm.
as the way to look through those lens of grief.
Yeah.
Um, you know, being able to, I think of the analogy of, sitting in a boat and you're, going along and you have the different personas of those stages in grief and just having a conversation.
Mhm.
It. But how a lot of people, especially within the Black and Brown community, cannot even articulate the words to start that, but they
Mm,
may be able to listen to a song that reminds them of that moment in time or
mm,
that person or when they were younger, like a childhood memory. And that may be the closest that they can get to that emotion and feeling,
yeah.
and then be able to move forward,
Mm,
the next activity or the rest of their day.
right. For sure. So,
Mhm.
Coach Anna said that Elizabeth K. Ross wrote about death and dying. Subsequently, her work has been misrepresented as stages of grief.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Which tends to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It does. Babe Rita, the hardest thing I think is to verbalize how you feel in that time and moment.
Mhm. Mhm.
Be for
And
sure.
I also want to remind you, baby, that you don't have to verbalize it either.
Mhm.
Like it could be just an emotion that you feel in that moment, and that's all that it has to be.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's hard for the community around a person experiencing grief, that it's probably one of the hardest emotions to support someone in, because it's like you want to share resources, but then you don't want to be overbearing, but then you don't want to trigger them. And so some people just end up being silent. And so my goal is that the workbook can also be a gift that people can do to just like, hey, I may not have the words or know how to support you, but I got
Yes.
you this workbook. Whether you open it or not, that's up to you. But this is them saying, I see you.
Yeah. No, that's good. Babe Brutus said, I lost so many people, I think I forgot how to grieve.
Mhm.
So I just hold it in, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
numbness sometimes holding it in can cause some people to go numb
Mm,
and for other people to feel all the emotions. And I think that it's like a range somewhere in between,
yep.
depending on what day we wake up, or if we get triggered by being outside and something says something, or you see a flower that reminds you. For me and my mother, smells were like
Mm,
the first things I'm like, the smell of certain dishes or house
mm,
products or something would be like an instant overflow of emotions or songs. And I used to really resist the wave, like
mm,
really, really for the first year. I didn't talk about it. And I'm just being honest as a person in my journey. I didn't talk about it. I didn't want to sit and look at pictures. Um,
mm,
it was just my mother had left to Colombia in 2019 for her annual Christmas vacation, and
mm-hmm.
she never came back.
Mm.
So it's been at that time over 5 years since I saw her. Um,
Yeah.
and so in that moment for me, it was just like, and I've seen other people explain it where it doesn't feel real. Like the mind continues to think that either the person or the job or the situation is like this isn't reality.
Yeah.
And so it's a wave. Sometimes I have high tide, sometimes I'm just steady and coasting.
Mm. Yeah. No, I've often heard people describe it as a wave.
Hmm.
And um, yeah, I mean, like you said, sometimes you're coasting and
Hmm.
sometimes it's raging, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Um, Babe reader, but I want to talk about it, but just don't know how. So, one of the things that I encourage listeners, viewers to do is connect with clinicians.
Yep.
And so, Babe reader, I'm not sure where you are. Bay Area 510, I don't know where that is, but I know that there's got to be some
Hmm.
clinicians, some counselors, some therapists in your area
Yep.
that you can definitely talk to about what's going on.
Yep. Absolutely.
So encouraging you to seek them out, seek those resources. Okay. Coach Anna, we must name it to tame it. We don't have a model of Black folks in naming our emotions.
Yep. That's so true. It's so true. I remember telling one of my coaching clients that if it bothers her, whatever it is, big or small,
Mm-hmm.
has to name it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, it was like someone came over and they didn't take off their shoes. I'm like, you got to name it.
Mm.
You got to name it because if not, that's where those narratives of, well, why didn't I do this? And I should have did that. And now you're beating yourself up versus
Mm-hmm.
addressing it in the moment.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's probably one of the most challenging things. Even something as simple, I had long braids this summer, um, and a woman came up and tried to touch my hair. And, that's a big no no in specific cultures. And all I said was, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She was taken aback. She was like,
Really?
oh, wow, that was so nice. And like, also, I'm so sorry. I should have. And it's like, just name it.
Yeah.
That's it. I didn't have to say anything else. And
Mm.
so it builds your relationship with yourself the
Yeah.
more that you, I don't want to use the word defend, but the more that you create space to let people know what
Mm.
it is that you're feeling, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Because then what happens is that we can put these expectations on people, whether it's anger or, frustration. They're always doing this, they're always doing that. Well, have you told them that it bothers you?
Mm-hmm.
You got to give people a chance to change. You
Right.
have a whole list of things that upsets you, but people are walking around having no idea.
Yeah. So I was just talking to somebody about unspoken expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we really got to check ourselves as it relates to that. Like
Mm-hmm.
we have not um, said what it is that we desire, but we think, I guess, people are supposed to read our minds, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's obvious.
Right.
Common knowledge. It's not. Common sense is not common.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. For
And
sure.
also for ourselves too, unspoken expectations of self.
Hmm. Indeed. 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 All right. Coach Anna said, for me, it was an out of body experience.
Mm.
Yeah. Definitely can relate to that. And then it's standing in your space and being okay.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
beautiful.
All right. And Babe Reader, I'm in California. So yes, definitely. Psychology Today is a resource.
Mhm.
Um, therapist for Black girls, therapists. I think there's also one for Black men. I mean, there are a number of
Yeah,
resources. So just again, encouraging you to seek uh, those professionals in your area
yeah.
to serve you. We got Miss Clotilde Simone. She is a clinician here in Florida,
Oh,
specifically in the Orlando, Central Florida area, but from the Tallahassee area. Thank you for being here, Chloe. She said, we have to communicate. Absolutely, we do. Hmm.
yeah, we definitely do.
Very key. So, again, plug in the book again. But one of the great things that I like about the book is it gives you an opportunity to communicate, because sometimes maybe you can't communicate with the person, but you can just write it out. Like their journal prompts. Um, you know, I feel angry or anxious when, I feel angry when, I feel out of control when. So you can, just kind of write about what you're going through. You can even draw. There's some opportunities for that in the book. So I think that's great to have some different ways of expressing yourself.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yes, for sure. So, um, how important is movement? How important is movement in the grief process?
Hmm. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth,
Hmm.
and the Spirit moved over the waters. Movement is the basis of who we are.
Mm,
Our thoughts move, our emotions move, our feelings need to move.
mm,
I believe that it's so important that that's why illnesses happen from the inside out when we don't move.
hmm. Yeah.
It's probably for some very uncomfortable to move. And there's layers to that, relationship with the body,
Hmm.
health of the body, all of that. And movement isn't just here's a perfect example. For me, movement and the body are like a breath.
Hmm.
Breathing in and breathing out. That's
Okay.
now adding to that first layer of breath is now intention.
Mm,
What are you going to breathe in and what are you going to release and exhale?
hmm.
So you have the breath, you have intention, and then you have healing. I
Yeah.
inhale peace, I exhale anger.
Hmm.
So it's compound movements. It can be something as simple as that, or it can be something as big as dancing through a song.
Mm,
It can be doing a workout and releasing things that you may not even know that's in your body, but you know that you feel better afterwards,
hmm.
right? And so stagnation is what I believe the Western society has done way too much of, like sitting at computers, sitting
Yeah.
in cars, sitting in traffic, It's just sitting, 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 sitting. And I look at other cultures around the world where they may have like a lunch break where they all go through the roof and do movement and stretching and yoga as a corporate ritual on a
Mm,
daily basis, and I'm like, we need more of that. And I know that it's a whole different system. Like they want us to sit and watch TV and consume and consume. And I hope I'm not the first to tell you that binging Netflix is not healing.
what?
It's not.
Say it ain't so, Christina.
And trust me, I love to watch I won't watch something until all the episodes are out so I can just get it out.
Mm,
And the difference between that is the thing in front of me causing me to think and reflect on what I'm feeling, or is it pulling me out of my body and
mm,
out of my situation to not think about it? I think using that as the base, am I looking inward or am I going outward? And just, I mean, it's so simple. Here's an example of what people can do in the morning to start healing.
okay.
They can take their hand over their heart, over their belly, and take 3 breaths of gratitude. Today, I am grateful for life.
Mm,
Someone did not wake up today, y'all.
mm-hmm.
A lot of people did not wake up today. You can do that a couple times and just be grateful. I mean, for the smallest things, a bed,
Yeah.
food in the fridge, lights, access to clean water and clothes, because there are millions of people around the world who don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing you can do. Another thing is more of a dynamic movement of just like rotating your shoulders, doing neck rolls, shaking your head yes to new opportunities, no to negativity,
Mm-hmm.
being able to wiggle your fingers. I do this in every single workshop I teach. We all wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes.
Mm-hmm.
We take our hands together and I have them wash off what it is that they want to release.
Yes.
That symbolization, like right now I have chills just doing it because it's something about that movement,
Mm-hmm.
getting our body up and moving in a way that can be fun, can be freeing, and can be so simple. It doesn't have to be a whole dance class or ballet or hip hop. It can just be something as moving your shoulders up and down and then starting your day.
I love that. That is so good.
Yeah. Look, I'm at my church. I'm starting a liturgical praise dance,
Mm-hmm.
ministry, and our church is predominantly of the seasoned. I love my seasoned community.
Okay.
And they tend to push like, oh yeah, the kids, the youth, you guys would dance. And I'm like,
Mm.
we could praise at any age.
Uh-huh. You gonna push that envelope?
Look, I'm like, I'll get you some ribbons, I'll get you some flags, and we can have beats. Movement is for everybody. Movement does not discriminate.
That's right.
So I'm just saying, get moving.
I
Get
love
moving so
I
you
love
can move through the emotions.
that. I love that. So listen, we are a little more than halfway through our conversation. So for those of you who are just tuning in, and I see several of you have joined us, I'm talking with Miss Christina Westbrook. We're talking Aligning Your Grief. The inspiration behind this topic is her book, Aligning Your Inner Grief, which is a mental health workbook that has lots of prompts. There are opportunities to draw, to color, to get in touch with whatever is going on with you, whatever you are feeling. So I see again several folks, Brother Quasi out of Atlanta, who has joined us. Appreciate you so much for being here. Ozzy Daniel, who is a regular on Conversations with
Nice.
Nicole. Yes, Ozzy is a clinician in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Give thanks in giving. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Ozzy. Coach Anna, that's so good. Love and gratitude, breath of life. Yes. And my classmate Sharice, who is in the Atlanta area, thank you for joining us as well.
Nice.
Coach Anna said movement is critical. It shifts our emotional energy. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right. And Babe Breeder said that's a huge thing I fight with almost every day is life because now my sister explained it. It's literally paradise. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Let's see. Tanisha is here out of Madison County. Thank you for being
Nice.
here. Yes. So I loved all of those things. So simple things that we can do to, get some movement going, right?
Mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share that I'm also in a grief state right now?
Sure.
I am pivoting in my career.
Mm.
I have been a psychotherapist that specializes in art and movement for
Mm.
11 years. And a lot of the work I've done has been on the extreme end of trauma. So, like
Mm.
psych wards, residentials, detoxes.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of heavy lifting, even with migrant youths who cross the border,
Mm.
helping them navigate ICE and all of that. So,
Oh, wow.
it's been like on demand trauma crisis.
Mhm.
Um, I'm at a place where I'm pivoting and I just had a desire. And I'm telling you, Michael Jordan says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I'm
That's true.
okay, Lord, I'm going to just put in this application and see. And I have such a desire to pour into community leaders that I was like, you know what? I want to become a community leader
Hmm.
in those spaces that they're at. And so I can't share any details. It's a big project that's going to be starting soon, but I have pivoted into higher ed,
Okay.
um, grieving no longer being in those spaces of like residentials and detox. And I'm like, but this is all I know. Now I'm starting over and I feel like it's coming from scratch. And
Mhm.
so I'm reminding myself as I remind you that you are exactly where you're meant to be.
Mhm.
And your journey and path may not be what you thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Go with the flow. I guarantee you, you will not lose yourself.
Mhm.
And being open and putting yourself out there and saying yes to things that may be foreign or that you wouldn't typically do can can navigate that journey of healing when it comes to grief.
Mm. Well, sending you lots of love and light in
Thank you.
this transition and this grief state and um you got this
Yeah,
because the skills and the heart for the work because this is hard work that you do
yeah,
and so you carry that with you
yeah,
and it's I sense that this is just another um sector, another place and space for you to just grow
yeah,
and to do greater works, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And in that, I know that by pivoting in my career will give me the breathing space to heal and
Mhm.
to make art and
Yes.
to slow down and reflect.
Indeed.
And, for those of you all out there, try new things, try
Mhm.
different things. The more that you get to know yourself, you'll either know, yes, I'd love to do this again,
Mhm.
or nope, absolutely not. Never going to do that again. But you
Right.
won't know until you try.
Don't know until you try it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Janita just joined us. She said when I visited Philly, or just commented rather, when I
Mhm.
visited Philly, I went to a park in the Chinatown district. I noticed several older Asians in the
Mhm.
park doing simple movements. It
Yeah.
made me think about the simplicity of movement.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. My husband and I watched a documentary months ago, and in Asia was, um, I think, like one of the oldest person in the world, but who was also the most mobile.
Mm.
And I was so intrigued by their lifestyle. So they gardened for themselves. It was like a male and a female example. They gardened for themselves. They did not have any chairs. They
Mm.
sat on the floor.
Mhm.
They had their bed on the floor. So just their lifestyle, their setup was very different.
Yeah.
And so my husband and I, we put our mattress on the floor.
Mm.
I mean, I was 9 months pregnant when my little one, okay? I was wallowing in the world. But I believe that because of that documentary and the choice we made to kind of adapt some of that, I was able to get out.
Okay.
To have flexibility, flexibility and movement and all of that. And I just started looking around like, ooh, couches, chairs, like all
Mm-hmm.
these things that kind of make us stagnant. And so I always
Mm-hmm.
encourage people, take a Zumba class, a movement class, a stretching class. There's
Mm-hmm.
infinite resources on YouTube too, but
Yeah.
know that it's a choice. Movement for some is a choice,
Yeah.
unless you were born, with different movement abilities. Um,
Right.
but you can move in any direction you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a choice.
So I want to get the viewers involved. Talk to us about movement, y'all. What type of movement
Mhm.
you all doing in your daily walk, your journey? So are we walking? Are we dancing? Are we doing some type of tai chi? Are we gardening? What are we doing? Are we riding our bikes? Are
Yeah,
we skating? What are we doing? Let me
I'm
know.
both
Let us
here.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Let us know in the comments what type of movement are you doing, and if you aren't doing any movement currently, what type of movement do you desire to do? What are you looking forward to doing? What are you hoping you can do? Maybe not this year. Maybe you could start this year. We still
Mhm.
got a month or so, but maybe you want to start in 2026. Let us know. Let us know. All right, Babe Reader. I climb poles for a living, so I get a lot of movement. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing. All right. Mr. Ndwelly is on with us. He said, I believe the saying is it's not the destination, it is the
Mhm.
journey. I believe journey offers good lessons.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here, my brother. Tell us about your movement. What you doing? What are you doing? So I will tell y'all that I do line dancing.
That's
Not
fun.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. I try to do it weekly.
Mhm.
There's great opportunity. I'm a part of a group called the Tallahassee Line Dance class. And so I teach at least twice a month, but I try to go because we have about 3 to 4 classes a week, and
Mhm.
there are about 8 instructors. And so
Yeah.
I definitely try to do that like frequently because
Wow,
I
that's
have
awesome.
so much fun when I do it.
What made you get into that? How'd you start that?
Ooh, so pre-COVID, there was a place in Tallahassee called the Pavilion, and they used to have two-step Tuesdays and Thursdays there. So we used to call it the adult playground because it was, after work on a Tuesday or Thursday, and I mean, there would be music, there would be food you can eat, drinks,
Mhm.
play games. It was just a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I used to go and dance like every Tuesday and Thursday until, COVID hit. And so
Yeah.
I missed it tremendously during the pandemic, and I started walking. But as we got back into the hustle and bustle of work, I stopped walking. And so a girlfriend who used to come to Two Step Tuesdays and Thursdays, she's decided to start a line dance class. And so,
Wow.
yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome.
All right, Coach Anna, stretching and deep breathing. Yes. Speed walking 4 times weekly. Ooh, love it. Gardening.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Coach Anna. Tarek, he said we have a faculty volleyball team, which we compete against other teachers in the county. Nice.
Fun.
Yes. So he is an educator in the Atlanta area. Thank you
Mhm.
for sharing that, Tarek. Ozzy, getting all the vitamin D from the sun before it becomes the frozen tundra by walking and clear my mind regularly.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Love it. Thank you for sharing, Ozzy. Yes, and finding his 20. He always talk about finding his 20, and his 20 is 20 minutes of meditation. So, mhm.
That's
Yeah,
powerful.
yes, yes, for sure. Well, thank y'all all for sharing that. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
So I know one of the other things we wanted to chat about, and I know we have a co-ed viewership today, but we want to talk a little bit about identity of women and womanhood and empowerment, especially women who are mothers, because that job is it's
Woo.
it's it's very fulfilling and
Yeah,
enriching, but it's a lot.
yeah,
It
it
is a
is a lot. It is
mhm,
a lot.
yeah. And so we sacrifice our bodies, right?
Mhm.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
And so I know as a relatively new mom, I'm sure this has been quite a journey for you. And maybe there might be some grief associated with the sleep that you no longer get or
Ooh, I wish I would have slept some more.
the time. Yeah, I know we
Yeah.
talked about just time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as I transition into these things, I came from a lifestyle that was very different. God had took me for a good couple years and, had me in Miami where I was just by myself, no friends, no family. It was just me and myself. I was facing myself. So I
Mhm,
had a balcony and I lived on my balcony. I mean, there's times I slept on my balcony instead of sleeping in my bed. I had
mhm,
my plans, I would journal, I would move, I would stretch. It was when I was able to face myself. So I went from a lifestyle of waking up when I wanted, going to sleep when I wanted, not having anyone to account for. If I wanted to play music, I played music. If I wanted to shut it down, I shut it down.
mhm,
And so it gave me the foundation of like who I was and what I needed. Now, even though I'm grieving, that freedom that I had of being able to just walk out the house and like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to the store. Now I'm out all day. Now it's like, do I have Pampers? Do I have extra clothes? Do I have the bottles? Do I have snacks?
right.
What's this cup? All these, different things. What I realized though, it's now more efficient with my free time. Like
Mm,
I've learned to master what
mhm.
I do with, I call my office hours when my son is asleep. I would say I do more within those couple hours than I used to do weeks and days and
Wow.
months with my own free time.
Okay.
So it's sharpened me, I would say. It's helped me to do the first things first, focus on big projects. And really, I've learned my capacity.
Mm, I
Where,
can hear.
man, like I really am in awe of how God made us, of like, where did this superpower strength come from? Like
Mm,
how? How?
mhm,
And what's beautiful is that this can translate to any caregiver. It can be mental and emotional and physical that we may be giving to someone.
mhm.
So, my reading time is my reading time. My journaling time is my journaling time. And it has pushed me where I'm on like it's kind of like double dutch. Like sometimes I get in and I'm able to do it, and sometimes I'm like, I gotta get out. Where I have this battle of like the 5 a.m. wake up. I know if I wake up at 5 a.m. that I will get so much done, so much space, and be able to read and journal. But then I also still have a newborn and who's still waking up at night.
Yeah.
So it's picking and choosing what I can and when I can. But it's made me really like appreciate time so much more. Yeah, I
Yeah.
might not be able to wake up anytime I want, but having, and this is a little gross, but having my son stick his finger up my nose and say, "Wake up, mama," I wouldn't trade that. It's what it is. I'm like, okay, I guess we're up now. Like going with that. But it's those stillness and those
Mm.
quiet times where I'm like, Lord, I'm not asking to hear from you. I'm demanding that I hear a word from you.
All right.
Like now, I am
Yeah.
open. There's no more back and forth. Like, all right, God, if you can do this, and it's like, Father God, we are in a situation.
And I need to hear from you.
This is my SOS, and I got good 20 minutes, okay, before I'm looked for. And so let's talk. And so it's
Gotcha.
helped me to be more transparent with others around me, more
Mhm.
honest, and to be able to ask for what I need. Where before I battled with like, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to. I need someone to come over and help me with dishes.
Yeah.
Someone to just talk to on the phone,
Right.
for a few minutes, just to talk to another adult, and
Yeah.
be so bold with asking for help. You know, potty training. I don't know what I'm doing, but I
How
love the stories that
how
people.
do you feel about that? Sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
how
no, good.
do you feel about that now? Like it seems like there's more confidence.
Yeah, I believe that there was in my upbringing shame and guilt, and I think it's common for a lot of people. Like if you ask for help, then it means that you're weak or that you're not knowledgeable or that you're less than. And
Yeah.
now I see it as a superpower.
Yeah.
It takes so much courage and strength. And if someone says no, you move on to the next thing or the next resource or the next person. Like, okay, thanks.
Hmm.
Losing my mom has taught me to extend grace.
Yeah.
You never know what someone can be going through,
Hmm.
and to forgive quickly.
Yeah. Love that. Great lessons. Great
Mhm.
lessons. All right. Mr. Nick Maddox just joined us. Thank you for being here, Nick. Anna said amen. And Janita said, I remember seeing videos of you on the balcony and doing yoga. I was impressed with the designated area.
You remember? You know what? Just to tell her, I bought the yoga like bench thing that I used to use back then. And so I'm finding ways to like reconnect with familiar things of like, I got a balcony again. I still
Yes.
got my body. It's,
Yes.
muscle memory. And so it may not be as long as before, but those moments where it's like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself and I want
Yes.
to take care of my body.
Yes, for sure. Trust and believe it matters.
It
It really
does.
does. Yes, Nick said extend grace and forgive quickly. Yes, love that. Love that. Love that. So, wow. This has been a great conversation, and I like that you shared just some of what you have experienced with motherhood and yeah, and also being a wife and also a businesswoman
Mhm.
shifting to, taking a pivot, we'll call
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
carrying you with you wherever you go, right? And all of the your knowledge and expertise
Mhm.
and, opportunities to learn more, right? To
Yeah.
expand and to grow. And again, as I stated earlier, to do greater works. And so super excited for you
Thank
um,
you.
and what you're doing.
I
So
appreciate.
what do you want folks to get from this book?
I'm gonna tell you if no one's told you today. This book is me and my heart and soul
Hmm.
transparent. I want you, everyone who's here, everyone's gonna watch this, whenever you watch this, to know that I love you,
Mm,
that I see you, I believe in you, and I believe in your healing journey. And this is not coincidence that you're here, that you're watching this, that you see this snippet. There is so much that has yet to been birthed inside of you. If you're able to start processing emotions and thoughts and ideas, I can't wait to meet different versions of you.
mm,
The world has so much need that only you can help solve.
yeah,
We need you. We literally need you. And it starts with you taking care of you.
yeah.
And it doesn't have to be in a way that feels like dreadful or too much or overbearing. It could be one prompt a day. It's not even a 30-day workbook. It's whenever you have capacity,
Hmm.
holla at me in the
Yeah.
book. That's it. Just come holla at me.
At me.
Holla at me. I got something in there. Well, I say that because this is my second edition of the book. My first one is Aligning Inner Self, which
Mhm.
and feedback I got from that book was they wanted to learn more about my stories, my experiences, to kind of normalize what
Yeah.
it is I'm teaching. And so I share very openly and transparently in this workbook to help you know that you're not the only one in this world struggling with these things.
Mm-hmm.
And so you will get to know more about yourself as you get to know more about me, and we connect.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. All right. Coach Anna said, thank you for holding space. Grateful. Thank you, Coach Anna. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks can, and I said I was going to pull this up. Give me one moment. Folks can get the book at fontanelliart.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to put that in the chat. Cancel, save, all of the things, right? I'm trying to do simultaneously. All right, so it's on the screen, but I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can just click right on the link
Nice.
if you want to purchase. Yes, so this would make a great holiday gift for someone. I'm just saying.
Yes, yes, yes. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. I've had someone buy a handful of copies to just gift it to other people in
Mm,
ways that they may not know how to support them. So take
yes.
care of yourself and take care of others around you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Miss Brittany. She said yes to different versions of ourselves. Brittany is in Fort Valley, Georgia, for being here.
Yes.
Yes. So you already gave the closing remarks, but tell the people how they can connect with you, Miss May.
Yes. I am on all the social medias underneath Christina Westbrook, and LinkedIn, Facebook, all of those things. I want to get to know you. I want to live life with you. I want to be able to grow with you. I have a very special offer right now where I'm doing monthly coaching complimentary, just because there's people in the world that could just benefit from meeting each other and growing with each other, and to be the person that I needed, back then. And so I do have a school called Aligning Your Inner Self. So you are more than welcome to go to my school community group and just type in Aligning Yourself and it will pop up. And I give tons and tons and tons of free resources for you to be able to download and watch and listen and copy. But I just want to connect with y'all. So I look forward to seeing you somewhere in this digital space.
Love it. All right. And so, for those of you who may not be familiar with school, she's talking about SKOOL, not SCHOOL. Okay. So,
Thank you.
school, the
Yeah,
school platform. And I'm part of that community. So,
nice.
you definitely want to, be a part of it because she's always dropping gems and, put some challenges out there, getting us to communicate and exchange, engage with one another. So,
Mhm.
I hope you all have found this to be beneficial. Definitely connect with Christina. All of her links and platforms are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And we are hopeful that you will align your grief. And, you know, like I stated when we first started, I don't believe we grieve enough. And not that we should be walking around just, sad all the time. But I think sometimes we hold on to grief and don't even recognize it. And that can cause some real bad things to happen to our body.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we talked about movement tonight, the importance of that. We talked about breathing and gratitude and um, going with the flow
Yeah.
and being open, right? And just shifting. Sometimes we need to do something different, and it's okay.
Yep.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. So we want to keep this conversation going. So please extend this link to a friend, a family member, a coworker, somebody that you think that can benefit from what we talked about today. And get the book. Again, it'll make a great gift. Somebody that is dealing with grief or not dealing with grief very well, this will be an opportunity for them to write out what they're thinking, what they're feeling, draw,
Mhm.
color. They could do a bunch of things with this, right?
Mhm.
So I see Miss Jeanette. She said, Thank you for being here, Miss Jeanette. Ozzy, great session
Mhm.
tonight in school. Yes, yes, yes. So definitely check her out in school. And for those of you who may be new to the platform, of course, I have to invite you to subscribe to Conversations with Nicole. We are here Mondays and Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, focus on mental health and wellness, particularly in Black and Brown communities. I will be here on Wednesday night talking about trust. What is a trust? Why should
Mhm.
I have one? Yes. So I have an attorney that will be on with me, and we're going to have a great conversation. So, um, if we don't see you anymore this week, have a happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with family, loved ones, and just love on each other. Thank you so much, Christina, again. I
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Y'all have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.